Special counsel Jack Smith is looking to the Supreme Court to answer this question. Should the president of the United States be above the law? Smith is preparing the case against former President Trump over his alleged actions around January 6th. So Scott MacFarlane is following the case for us from the Supreme Court. Scott, good morning.
Anne-Marie, good morning. What a pivotal moment. This sets the stage for the Supreme Court to weigh in on the historic prosecution of a former U.S. president. In a surprise move yesterday, special counsel Jack Smith asked the court to step in and answer a fundamental question. Can a former president be prosecuted for what happened while he was in office? Smith does so knowing Trump's going to raise that question and that issue as part of his defense, potentially use it as grounds for an appeal. And Trump is already using that issue and that question to try to delay the March 4th, 2024 trial date. Smith doesn't want any more delays. He's asking the court to promptly answer what he calls a fundamental question at the heart of American democracy. Trump's team accuses Smith now of trying to circumvent, bypass the appeals process. They have 8 days until a week from tomorrow to make their arguments and submit them to the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump has pleaded not guilty to conspiring to overturn the 2020 election and is accused of using the January 6th Capitol siege as a tool to block the certification of the vote. And Anne-Marie, one more development in a court filing Monday. Jack Smith says he has a trial witness ready who'll testify about the data extracted from a cell phone, a White House cell phone used by Trump on January 6th.
That could be a very interesting piece of evidence. Let me ask you about this legal argument. As you point out, Donald Trump and his team, they're arguing presidential immunity. If the Supreme Court rules against him, though, then what happens?
Ultimately, this returns either to the appeals court or to the district court itself. And the district court judge in this case, Judge Tanya Chutkan, has done a consistent job in keeping the thing on schedule, keeping the trial date at March 4th and keeping crisp deadlines to avoid delays. It's imperative in this case, Anne-Marie, because Donald Trump's M.O. and his legal team's M.O. in this case has been to delay, to extend the clock and try to push this until after the election.
Okay, now let me ask you about this cell phone. I mean, I imagine a cell phone being used in the White House. There'd be all kinds of encryption and all sorts of things on that. What sort of data might it hold, and how much might Smith's team actually have gotten out of it?
One of the top investigators for the House January 6th Select Committee, the former Virginia Congressman Denver Riggleman, has said the data in the phones is the holy grail of the evidence the committee reviewed and that the Department of Justice and special counsel now have, because this is a case alleging conspiracy. And Congressman Riggleman writes this in his book, The Breach, that this case is an alleged conspiracy, and the communication between different players is such a critical component when investigating alleged conspiracies. This phone data is a potentially provocative, high-level piece of evidence if presented to a D.C. federal jury.
Very interesting, Scott. Thank you very much.